So, connecting the dots, let's explore how interoperability can work in the metaverse. But first, let's start with a bit information about me. So I'm a lead blockchain developer at Bit.Country, and here are some of my contacts, like GitHub, Matrix, email, whatever, reach out if you feel. So let's just start with a question. What do you think the metaverse is? So briefly have a thought in your head. And yeah, for us, the metaverse is the new immersive website. And what would that mean? What could you do in it? You could run virtual events in it. You can also run virtual office spaces. You can use it as a community hub where you can gather together with like your, let me say, your blockchain community or your sports community. Or you can use it as a collaborative space where you work together with people from, like, you build together projects, creative ones, or just use it as a collaborative tool. And let's see how easy it is to launch one, because as we've seen, most of the metaverses are available. It's usually a lot of teams of developers that work on it, and designers, and so on. But here at Bit.Country, we claim that you can do that in 12 seconds, and now I'm going to show you how. So, first thing, you will need to log in, which I already did. We currently support wallet login, but you can also log in with social media, as we think it's important to bring Web2 users to the metaverse. And how you're going to do that? Basically, they need to feel familiar how they interact with the metaverse. And the way to do that is just provide them familiar tools to use. And once they feel a bit more familiar with the product, you can easily drive them into Web3, which I think it's just a good tool for adoption of Web3 users into Web3 space as well. And once you do that, you basically click a button, watch a tutorial, and submit the transaction, wait for a bit, and here you go. You have your own metaverse very shortly. Each of these metaverses come with its own 2.5D and 3D spaces, newsfeed, NFT marketplace, and NFT creation platform, and also an avatar. Well, forgot to mention, we also got decentralized reward campaigns, and I'll cover all of these features in a bit more detail shortly. Yep. So here is basically a demo of how the login screen currently looks. We also plan to support in the future more social logins and, of course, logging with email. Yeah. So let's explore the 3D and 2.5D metaverses. I will start by showcasing you the 3D one. I'll showcase you our flagship metaverse called Chaosland. We designed this basically to showcase how other companies should approach that, creating one metaverse. And this is, by the way, on our public net on Kusama. But that is a 3D space world. It takes some time to load. So in the meantime, I'll just describe. It was a very, how to say, it looks very nice. It is very effective, it's very immersive, but the whole problem is you usually need a team of 3D designers to build it for quite a lot of time, as this is a pretty time-consuming activity. We thought, what is the way if I want to create a metaverse project, and I'll be able to create it very quickly, but I can't do anything with it. Why have that? So that's why we created the 2D, 2.5D metaverse, which is a simplified project for which we got many templates, which people can utilize, which is currently available on our dev chain and soon to be released in a testnet. And yeah, I guess while loading, let's see if this one is working. Yes, here's the 2.5D world, ready to go. And yeah, as you see, it's just a nice space to get around with community, explore your NFT collections. This is from a campaign that we're running, which is now over. Again, this is a dev chain, so none of this has any actual value. It's just for showcase purposes. But in your own space, you can do that with your own collections. We also support meetings. So if you want a virtual office, you just gather together with your colleagues and press the meeting button, and here you have it. OK. Since seems that the internet doesn't like us, I think I'll need to move to a photo of it. So basically, that is how the metaverse look like. You can go on the website and check it at your own time, as it's, yeah, sometimes it just may, depending on internet connection, how fast is your machine, that may take a bit more time to run. But we are currently looking onto optimizing that further. And yeah, next on. Yeah, you got these spaces, but yeah, why have they any use? Why have any use of that space? And that is, yeah, you can use NFTs. You can use NFTs as buildings. You can use NFTs as your artworks and have a gallery for them. Yeah, well, let's explore what we have at Bit.Country's NFTs. We got a utility NFTs, which is basically NFTs that are either wearables for your avatar or allows you to use the marketplace or use like any other feature. It's kind of a permission protocol linked to an NFT. On top of that, we got the regular ERC 721 compatible NFTs. They're just standard artworks that most of you are familiar with. And we also offer stackable NFTs, which aim to work like ERC 1155 NFTs. And all of them are available in our marketplaces, which come with each metaverse. And on top of that, not just that, you can run it on multi-currencies, which means that, let me say, I work for another project and want to bring my token, and I would just need to create a metaverse. Obviously, through interoperability, I could connect to the marketplace and pay the fees on the network in our token, but all the fees on the marketplace will be collected in your token. And yeah, let's go for a quick demo. Oh, nice. We even got a 3D space beforehand. So, OK. That can go pretty low. I'm quite sure I didn't use the optimal settings. You can lower the resolution, obviously, to be compatible with that. But yeah, anyway, let's get back to it. So this is basically how the NFT crafting works. As you see, we got a set of search activator and authorization activator that allows you basically to utilize your metaverse marketplace. Also got a bunker, which is kind of a smaller 3D space for people who just start in and don't have the resources to build their own metaverse. And various variables for our avatar. And let's go quickly to the NFT creator. That is a pretty simple workflow. You basically just go. We got here a certain collections. You can standard NFT minting workflow. And then after that, once that is done, you can also list it on the marketplace, whether it's going to be the global marketplace, or you can list it on your local marketplace if you have the relevant permissions. So getting back to it. Yep. And what can we do with these things? How do we drive users? Because that's obviously you start a new project. You want some way to drive users to your project. And we do that through reward campaigns. We also provide a tool for each metaverse to create reward campaigns in a decentralized fashion. I'm just going to demo it quickly. So if we go, I would say go into our metaverse, go into campaign manager, and yeah, here it is. You select the name, like brief description, select select the target group. For example, at the moment, I think you can list followers of Metaverse, but in the future, we plan to allow, for example, people who hold a certain NFT, or like anything. It's up to like community and discussion, what people want to see in this tool. And also, you can list the rewards. We support our native tokens. That is, BIT is our token that we use for building stuff within the metaverse. The Alphaneer is the marketplace token and just an ecosystem token. And then you can also distribute NFTs. Also forgot to mention that that is also multi-currency compatible, so you can ideally use your tokens to distribute them to your users or like new users or whoever you decide. And yeah, here you select the amount, the claiming period, and the distribution type. It's and yeah, what type of campaign? Is it going to be internal campaign for, like, let me say, employee rewards, or is it going to be a public campaign? Want to drive more users to the platform? And yeah, select an end date. The whole idea is once the campaign ends, there will be a claiming period. So in that way, the campaign, let me say, runs for 2 weeks, and then there's a 1-week claiming period. And yeah, you can go and create that. OK. So I've showcased you a full stack of tools that you can use to create your own metaverse. But the true power of these tools becomes through interoperability, as I mentioned initially. Our marketplace supports multi-currencies together with the reward campaigns. In addition to that, we also have, currently in the testing phase, EVM to Metaverse Network Bridge. That is how it works. Basically, you create, basically you link the two wallets. This is, I think, a purely testnet at the moment. And once you link the wallets, you can either export the NFTs to Ethereum or like export Ethereum NFTs to Metaverse Network. Also, this is the moment to say that from recently, currently we do final tests, the Metaverse Network is EVM compatible. That would mean that you can actually utilize EVM functionality very soon and deploy EVM smart contracts on our network. Also, another thing that I forgot to mention, a Metaverse Network is a separate thing from Bit.Country. Bit.Country is actually a dApp, an EVM-compatible dApp that runs on Metaverse Network. So Metaverse Network provides all the infrastructure needed for your Metaverse project. So if someone decides to use that infrastructure to create their own Metaverse app, it is possible. And it's still going to work in like the ecosystem token. OK, I showed you what we can do with it. But what I want to show next is what are potential use cases of that. So first, we got metaverses as home of digital assets. As like I have a collection of 3D artworks or 2D artworks, and I want to display them somewhere. Or I got a collection of NFTs, and I want people to see that. Another interesting use case that came from communicating with people is immersive education. What if I don't have an opportunity to attend class in person, but I can do that remotely, and that allows me to actually have a little bit more gamified experience and keep me a bit more engaged. Brilliant. Also, I think that's a classic one. We see it happening. There's a lot of demand for it. Virtual live events, like the various club nights or conferences that could be run in the metaverse. And as long as, obviously, a lot of people can gather, you can run certain mini games and so on. Of course, e-commerce shopping, getting back to the digital assets. For example, I still got my digital assets, but I don't want to just display them. I want this to be a gallery where people can buy them. Perfect. You can do that. And finally is the community gathering hub. That is probably one of the most essential functionalities to Web3 communities, as most of the projects are built on our communities at the end of the day. And having an immersive space where we can connect with each other, it's just a nice opportunity since we could be spread all around the globe. And what's some key takeaways? So for us, metaverses are the new immersive websites. It's just imagine them as what the website was for Web 2, the metaverses could be for Web 3. And also, Bit.Country is just a dApp on EVM-compatible dApp on Metaverse Network. And yeah, any questions?
Excellent. We have time for one question.
Hi, great presentation.
Thanks.
I think it was quite remarkable as well with the live demo. I know it is not always easy.
Can you put your mic a little bit closer to your mouth?
Cool. My question is, why choose to have multiple metaverses and not a kind of open world where everybody can just have a own space, yes, for their company or whatever, but where it's really interoperable in the term of you're able to walk from one to the other without kind of switching?
So we could allow basically both. Chaos Land, I guess, an example for that, because currently we distribute the Chaos Land lands into like various entities, and like we say, another idea was like we say, investors land, where you can see all the investors. So yeah, you can support both, but like I guess different use cases. No one stops you from having that if you want. It's just another use case.
Cool, thanks.